we starting? Thank you. So good morning. We go to chapter 21 in business objectives. So when we talk about business objectives, before we go into objective itself, there's always going to be what our aims are, what we really want to achieve over a period of time. So we have the business aims, what we want to achieve, how do we want to achieve it. So that's the first thing that comes to our mind. We have a place to go. That is where we're going to. But how are we going to get there? How do we plan to get there? So this brings about business aims and objectives. So we're going to start with business aims. Business aims, these are what the business wants to achieve over a long period of time. So these things has to be done, but it's not just about now. We think about the long term of the business. So business should be seen as a going concern. We start a business as if it's not going to end forever. That is how business should be set up. As a result of that, whatever plans we have, it has to be long term. So that's our business aim. Then, this can be done through the business objective. So we need a plan that will help us to achieve that goal. That's what we are aiming at. But we can't just get there, we can't fly. We need a step at a time. So those steps are what our business objectives are. Do you get the point I'm making here, please? So do you get it or not, please? So for business objectives, these are targets that have to be met by a business to be able to achieve its aims. So that's what we need to do. That's where we are going. But how are we going to be able to get there? So things that we need to put together to get there are part of our objectives. So when we are setting these objectives, they have to be smart. That is the point. It's an objective, things that we have to do to be able to reach our target. But in the course of doing that, in the course of putting these things together, they have to be smart. That takes us to the SMART analysis. Do you understand business objectives here first? But we're going to go to SMART analysis. But before we go into this, why do we have to set objectives? What are the reasons why, as a business, we need to write or list our objectives? One, it allows employees to have something to work towards. As soon as you employ an employee, you employ him or her. So if you don't tell him or her what he or she has to do, then he will just be there taking your money because he doesn't know what to do. So as soon as he's being employed, that's why when we're talking about recruitment and selection, we talked about job description and person specification, right? Those are the stages of recruitment. So there's job description, which talks about your function as an individual, as an employee. So based on your functions, you would know what you need to do as an employee. But when you don't have objective, then you don't even talk about job description. So part of the job description will allow the business to be able to reach its aims. Do you get what I'm talking about here or not? There's an employee who has been employed. If he or she doesn't know what to do, he will be there or she will be there, getting money, doing nothing. And I don't think you have employed him or her just to be there taking your money. You want him to get something done, or you want her to get something done. So for him or her to get something done, he or she needs to know what to be done. And this is why objectives are important. Setting an objective allows the individual or the employee not to get lost in the midst of things. I know my job description, I know what I have to achieve. Then I just go there, get it done. So that's one of the reasons why we need to set our objectives. It allows employees to know what to be done at any point in time. Is objective important now or not? Is it important or not? So it is important for employees, because when you employ them, you want them to get things done. But if you don't allow them, if you don't give them what to do, they will just be there doing nothing. The second point, without objectives, owners may not have the motivation to carry on with the business. Business, there's always going to be a stormy time for every business. Time when things are hard. But because you have set an objective, you as an employer or as the owner of the business, you don't want to back down. You don't want to leave it. Because you already know where you're going to. Oh, you are halfway there. You are almost there. But when you don't set objective, you wouldn't even know if you are halfway or not. So whatever happens, because you have set an objective, the motivation is that objective that you have set. Irrespective of whatever happens, you want to continue putting effort to ensure that it is successful. Do you get the second point here? So, do we get it or not? Because you have set objective as the owner of a business, you would not want to leave the business because you know what you need to do to achieve it. So why do you want to get back now? Why do you want to go back? Oh, because it's stormy. Yeah, the stormy time will come to pass. it will leave. Then there will be a numbing time. So because you have set objective, you will be able to endure. You have that perseverance. But when you don't set objective, as soon as there's a setback, you back out. So there's no motivation. Do you get it? So just like my objective this morning is to come to the class. But if I have not set that objective, as soon as there's a traffic on the road, I just go back home because I don't have anywhere to go anyway. I don't have any objective set. But for the fact that I've set an objective, I would want to do everything within my capacity to achieve it. Do we understand the second point? Do we understand this? The third one, it allows the business to measure its progress. Like I told you earlier, because you have set objectives, you would know if you are halfway there or almost there. Because you have set an objective. Oh, I want to get here, so I'm still here. How far is here to there? So, I've moved here, I'm almost there. So because you have set objective, you would know where you are at and what is needed to be done to get to where your destination is. Objectives allow employees to know what to do. Objectives motivate owners of the business to carry on, irrespective of the storm, irrespective of any setback. Objective means you already know how to measure your progress. When you don't set an objective, you can't measure your progress. Because progress is how you are improving in your life. Oh, I want to get here. Where am I? How close am I to getting there? But when you don't set objectives, you wouldn't know. You're just living that life as it comes. Objectives allow you to measure your progress too. So these are the reasons why a business must set objectives. Do we get it or not? The first one is about the employee. It allows them to know what to do at any point in time. The second one is about the motivation employers or owners will have because they've set objectives. The third one is because it allows you to measure your progress. So for your objective to be achieved, for you to be able to reach your targets or aims, your objectives must be smart. That's where we have the SMART analysis. Yeah, so it is important for a business to have a SMART objective. If your objectives are not smart, then you might not be able to achieve your goals. So what is the SMART analysis about? First, specific. The objectives have to be stated clearly on what is there to achieve. So if you have set an objective, we need to get to 10. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are what we want to achieve. It is stated clearly. So as soon as you come to the organization, just like your job description, as soon as an employee is being employed, he or she has a job description, yes or no, stating the functions, the roles he or she will be performing within the organization. So because he knows it, it is stated clearly. So there's no excuse here. Oh, they gave it to you, you know what you have to do, get it done. So your objective must be clearly stated. Let them know what is there to achieve. Do you understand the first point here? It has to be specific. The second one, measurable. The objective must be quantified. So you don't just tell me to achieve these things without showing me, without proving it to me that it is achievable. Oh, in the past, this is what was done. This office you are occupying right now, the previous employee that was here, this is what he or she has done. You show me evidence, you show me figures, facts. This allows me to know that it is achievable. Do you understand measurable here? We need facts backed with figures. Do you get the point I'm making here? You don't just tell me to do things. Show me that it is possible to get it done. And how are you going to show me that? Not just talking about it because talk is cheap. You show me it with evidence, figures, facts. Do you understand measurable here? The third one, agreed. Everyone involved must be in the same line. So it means if I'm telling you to get this done, you have to accept that it is possible to get it done. So every party involved must all be in the same place. We must be in the same point. Like, it is agreed upon. We all agree that we'll get this done. So don't just tell your subordinates to get things done. Ask them if they can actually get it done. You ask. Be sure that you are on the same page. Because if you are not on the same page, you can't carry out the objective. Do you understand agreed upon here? Everyone involved must be on the same line. They must all agree and accept that it is possible. Do you understand? Agree? Do you understand? Agree, guys?
Yes.
The next one, realistic. Don't tell me to get things done without providing resources that will allow me to achieve it. So, oh, you want me to write in the class? You never gave me a marker. Will I use my fingers to write? No. So it is not possible for me to write because I don't have a marker. So whatever you want me to do, you have to provide me with resources that will help me to get it done. Do we understand realistic? Do you understand realistic, guys?
Yes.
The next one, the last one, time specific. Whatever objectives that you have set, there must be a duration. The time has to be stipulated. You don't just tell me to achieve these things. When do you need the result? We need to know. You can't continue to be in grade 11 forever. There's a time it has to stop. Yes or no? That is time specific. Objectives needs time. We need to understand the duration that it's going to last. There's always a start time and the end time for every objective. Do we understand? Any question about SMART analysis? So this is how objective will start. We have the objectives, maybe survival, maybe profit maximization, maybe social responsibility and the rest. But for us to be able to achieve those objectives, it has to be SMART. And why do we have these objectives? We have them because we want our employees to know what to get done. We as employers or owners of the business, we need something to continue to motivate us. We need to measure our progress. Any question about objectives up to now?